Hello, my dissertation friends. I am here to present my dissertation proposal for a qualitative study on the teacher support needs. So I'm going to share my slideshow with you. And start that. Okay, so I am doing a qualitative study on the support needs of teachers. And the purpose of my study is to understand the supports that are needed by teachers from their administration for their emotional wellness. With the emotional wellness is defined as physical and mental well-being, cognitive well-being, subjective well-being, and social well-being. This study will investigate what supports are needed or provided in both public and private schools that support this wellness for teachers. Major findings of literature review is under construction. That will be coming very soon. I have several books and lots of articles that I'm looking forward into diving into as soon as this class is over and filling this slide in with that information. So for my qualitative research question, I'm looking at how do the support methods of administrators affect the perceived emotional well-being of teachers that are in public and private school settings. The theoretical frameworks will include the theoretical framework of Maslow's hierarchy of needs that will identify the needs of teachers for their emotional wellness based on Maslow's hierarchy. The conceptual framework that will be used is that of enlightened leadership practices. This framework will inform the question through a leadership theory that is focused on meeting the needs of people as they are outlined through the theoretical framework from Maslow. So the qualitative research approach I have chosen is phenomenology. This is going to focus on the lived daily experiences and stories of teachers from school life. The study participants will be teachers from both public and private school. The goal is to be able to narrow it down for a focus group and an interview group of teachers that have experience in both school settings. Hopefully, I will be able to identify teachers that have gone from private school to public school and vice versa, started in public school and then gone to private school to work so that I can get a very unbiased teacher perception on their personal experiences of working in each type of school setting. So I will begin by sending surveys to teachers at a chosen public and a private school with seeking information on trends for what supports they need and receive from their administration. And then at the end of that, it will help me identify teachers that could be used for the focus group and the interviews. The focus groups will then be held with teachers that have experience teaching in both the public and private school. It will be an open dialogue just for them to sit and discuss their feelings, emotions, the practices they see in their school and have experienced, what needs they have, what supports they have, and what changes they would like to see that would help them to have a better emotional well-being as far as teaching. The interviews will use trends from the focus group conversation that ask the deeper questions. The goal is to uncover more meaningful stories and experiences from the teachers, and also to clarify similarities and differences between the types of schools to see if there is a big difference or if it's a similar situation in both types of settings. So the forms of qualitative data, again, will be that survey, the focus group, and the interview. The survey is going to expose where the teachers are or are not meeting Maslow's hierarchy, and also focus on the trends of leadership practices used to support and how. Then the focus group will pull teachers from the surveys, and it will have a thematic coding based on the terms and the definitions that are identified through the chosen frameworks of mass law and enlightened leadership. The interview will be conducted with teachers from the focus group. It will serve as a type of member check where interpretive phenomenological analysis will be used for the coding so that I can pull those themes out of the teacher's narratives of their lived experiences on that personal, deeper level of conversation. So again, here's the analysis. The survey will be coded for overall trends. The focus group will use the thematic coding, and the interviews will use the phenomenological analysis, and the coding will be done using post-it notes and color coding and all of the fun things that I enjoy that help me keep things organized in my brain. I'm going to stick with what I know on that. So the qualitative trustworthiness techniques for this study will be considered a peer debriefing, where I will have a peer that will review my documents, my observation notes, my coding themes, my analysis codes, searching for researcher bias, emphasis, overlooked information, and other biases. The transferability and external validity will come from a sufficiently thick description of context. Researcher notes there will be kept during the study, and the descriptions will be provided of the settings of the schools. And also there will be notes in there about the nonverbal language used by participants that is relevant to the conversations that are held in the focus groups and the interviews. The dependability and reliability will be maintained through the audit trail that will be kept throughout the process of the research and for review after the study is completed. And then triangulation is going to be used with the multiple data sources from the survey, the focus group, and the interviews. This will be used to discover similarities and differences in the themes that arise during the conversations. The participant consent methods, of course, we consider the IRB process of the university will be used to provide informed consent to all participants for the duration of the study. Participants will receive information in the original email with the survey regarding their option of participating. And then at the end of the survey, the participants that are willing to continue in with the focus group and interview will be provided an opportunity to leave their email for contact. These participants that don't want to be contacted or continue on with the focus group or the interview or would like to not be considered will have the choice to remain anonymous by leaving the email information blank. Participants in the focus group and the interviews will use a pseudonym during the discussions to protect their identity because those will be recorded on video for the purpose of transcription and coding. And those pseudonyms will follow the participants throughout the data analysis for the purposes of the coding for individual narrative responses to protect their identity during the peer debriefing process. So that is where we are so far on my dissertation proposal. Thank you for taking the time to listen. And I appreciate any feedback that you have to give me or questions that you think would help me further my research and my own thinking.